Now at 6, a voice for gun owners or a lightning rod of criticism when it comes to gun violence that has rocked schools. The National Rifle Association. The governor defends his move to invite the NRA here. The gun debate is raging from South Florida to Washington, D.C. to Nebraska. Good evening, I'm Craig DeGrelli.
And I'm Jennifer Griswold. Governor Pete Ricketts spent time in Washington, D.C. with President Trump and at a CPAC convention. Today, he visited an Omaha school. 3 News Now senior reporter Jake Wazakowski spoke to him and is live here with more. Jake?
Well, guys, the governor returns and responds for the first time since his controversial invite to the National Rifle Association. He says a weapons ban is not the answer.
Governor Pete Ricketts made headlines last week for comments and a tweet while in Washington, D.C. Today he makes the Statehood Day proclamation at Holy Name Catholic School. The governor says he would not support a ban on semi-automatic weapons because it infringes on the Second Amendment rights of Nebraskans. Last week, Governor Ricketts invited the NRA to hold their convention in Nebraska after the Dallas mayor pro tem said they should probably move. That comment scrutinized because of the recent backlash. Ricketts said the convention would be big for tourism.
I believe that we have a state that most people understand the importance of our Second Amendment right, and people do support the NRA.
But in the climate that we're in, I mean, some would say that, tourism can take a back seat to, what's right at this point, because people feel that the NRA is more or less out to sell guns, sell big weapons instead of gun safety.
Well, I think a minority of people have that view of the NRA. I think most people in Nebraska understand the NRA is about protecting our Second Amendment rights, and that when we're talking about what we do to avoid these tragedies in the future, it's really about school safety.
Also last week, First National Bank of Omaha says they won't renew their contract with the NRA for a Visa card because of customer feedback.
If that is what a major, profitable, and beloved institution in Nebraska will do in response to authentic outcry from residents of the state, for the governor to the very next day invite the National Rifle Association to Nebraska, I think it clearly tells you where he stands in response to the voices of the people here.
Ricketts says school shootings aren't about the weapons, but about mental health.
That's the real reason these events are happening, is because people are disturbed, have mental health care issues, maybe they're just violent people. We have to find those people before they can perpetrate these kind of tragedies.
In another topic, Governor Ricketts says he's not against arming teachers, but would like to start a dialogue with educators, police, and others to see what's best for the state. And he says it's up to each state to make their own policies, not the federal government. Reporting live, Jake Wazakowski, 3 News Now.
Council